Okay, there we go. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Fostering Family Leaders Training Program presented by Odyssey Family Counseling Center and United Way. We're so happy that you have taken the time to join us on this leadership journey. My name is Pam Braxton. I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator for Odyssey Family Counseling Center. I'm also a licensed therapist for Odyssey. And one of your facilitators for our FFL training. So I am going to share my screen because I do have a PowerPoint that I want to show. Okay. Welcome. Now, usually when we start our classes, we'll have a quote, right? And so today's quote is, all the flowers of all the tomorrows are in the seeds of today. Sometimes we like to give a quote just to kind of set the tone for our class. So the idea of sowing seeds in the present is to reap the rewards in the future. So that's what we're hoping with this class. So the choices and the actions made today, they have the power to kind of shape and determine positive outcomes and successes that will unfold in the future. So we're hoping that this FFL class is one of those things that will help you to be successful and positively shape your future. Now, I would like to introduce our facilitators this evening. As I stated, my name is Pam Braxton from Odyssey. A lot of you all have gotten emails from me and I've talked to you on the phone. So it's a pleasure to meet all of you all in person. Pamela Ross is not here today. She is our coach and facilitator from United Way of Greater Atlanta. And I'm going to have the rest of the team introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Gabrielle Pointer. I'm also a coach and facilitator. I work at Odyssey Family Counseling Center, work with the adult population. And I'm just happy to be here to support.
Thank you, Gabrielle.
Hey everyone, my name is Tani Weatherspoon. I'm with United Way of Greater Atlanta, and I'm so glad to be here with you guys tonight. And just excited, like we still got people dropping in, so excited about the work that we're going to do for the next 10 sessions.
Thank you, Gabrielle, and thank you, Tani. I think Pam Ross just came into the room. Pamela Ross, we're doing introductions. You want to introduce yourself right quick? Did you come in?
Hello. I'm Pam Ross. I'm just getting in from so many meetings today. Hello, everyone. I am Pam Ross, and I am a consultant coach with Odyssey. And I'm so glad to see you guys and see you guys on your journey of your FFL. And I will be sitting in and listening and welcoming you on your sessions periodically as you go throughout. Thank you, Pam, for being a great facilitator. And I'm so glad that you all signed up for this great leadership journey that you're about to undertake. And I'm looking forward to all the great leadership things that you will learn along this way.
Okay. Thank you, Pam. Okay. All right. So, I found this little graphic. This is so cute. But before we get started with our first activity, I just want to say we ask that you turn your cameras on so we can see you. But since this is recorded and you don't feel comfortable, that's fine if you don't want your cameras on. You can use the emoji images at the bottom of the screen to promote engagement and acknowledgement, like a thumbs up or a heart or anything. So we welcome that. Okay. So on my little graphic here. Okay. So we want everyone, please, to introduce yourself just tell us how many children you have and what word that comes to your mind when you hear the word leader. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second so that we can see each other. So just state your name, how many children you have, and what word comes to mind when you think of the word leader. Who wants to go first?
Well, my name is Kiana Boomfudge. I have one child. When I think of a synonym for leader, I think of resilience.
Very good. Thank you, Kiana. Thank you. Next, who's next?
I can go. My name is Mercy Brazil. I'm sorry I don't have my camera. I'm not good today. I have one
Mercy,
son.
you came. Good to see you. Okay.
How you doing today, Miss Pam?
I'm doing well, thank you.
No problem. I have one son who's 8 years old, and when I think of leadership, I think of someone who's not afraid to be original.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
I'll go next. My name is Danielle. I have two children, 5 and 2. And when I hear the word leader, I think of like inspire or inspiring others.
I like that. Thank you. Thank you, Danielle.
I can go next.
Okay.
Hi everyone. My name is Wakenya Holman. I have I have two children, ages 5 and 8. When I think of the word leader, I think of bold.
I like that. Thank you.
Howdy, everybody. My name is Ashley Manning. I have 3 sons, 19, 15, and 8. And when I think of the word leader, I think of motivator.
I like that. Thank you, motivator. Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shelly, and I have one child in the program. He's 6. And when I think of the word leader, I think of empowerment.
These are some good words. This is great. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Ashley Mendoza. I have 4 kids, 10, 9, 6, and 4 months. And when I think of leader, I think of strength.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Sequoia. I have 6 kids and a granddaughter. When I think of leadership, I think of responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That is great. There go the baby. She gonna join us. All right. Okay. Did everybody go? Did everybody introduce themselves?
Hi, I'm Nikki, and I have 3 kids, ages 9, 2, and 1. When I think of the word leader, I think of female. No offense, Aaron.
Oh, Nikki. Thank you for that.
That was clever, Miss Nikki. Good evening, everyone. My name is Aaron Lewis. I have a 3-year-old daughter. When I hear the word leader, I think of servant.
I like it.
Servant leadership.
Absolutely. Yep. Thank you. Okay. Did everyone introduce themselves?
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Okay.
I am Kyler. I have 2 kids, 4 in almost 4 weeks. And when I hear leader, I think of the next generation, I guess, inspiring the next generation.
Congratulations on the new baby. We have 2 new mommies in the group.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That is great. Yes. All right. Thank you all.
Yes.
Thanks. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. My name is Tynetta. I have 2 kids, one 6 and a 1-year-old. When I think about a leader, I think about a trailblazer.
Mm. Wow, this is a good group. Okay.
Pam, can I
Well,
go?
yes, of course.
So I have I have three sons and I have three goddaughters who are my children, and all of them are in their 30s. So but we won't go out with real numbers. Just everybody's in their 30s. And when I think of leadership, I think of a great listener.
Absolutely. Well, as I stated, my name is Pam Braxton. I have two adult children. My daughter is 30 and my son is 33. I have a 3-year-old grandson and a soon to be any day granddaughter. And when I think of leader, I think of inspiration. Did anybody say inspiration? Because a lot of y'all took my words. So I think inspiration when I think leader. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. So we're going to go back to the PowerPoint. All right. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Odyssey. Okay. And give me 1 second. Because I can't see the whole screen. You all can see the whole screen, right? Because I can't. Okay. So basically, we're a nonprofit organization. We provide behavioral health services to individuals and families who otherwise can't access or complete treatment that they need to begin recovery. We started as a substance abuse organization, and we were established in 1973, and we have been in continuous operation serving the Atlanta community for over 40 years. From the beginning, we specialized in counseling for families and individuals. And for over more than 5 decades, we've expanded to treat a broad range of behavioral health challenges that affect the population we serve, which is typically South Fulton, and some parts of Clayton. So some of the challenges that some of our clients face include trauma or domestic violence, interpersonal violence, abuse, addiction, grief, depression, anxiety, mood dysregulation, relationship issues. We work with kids 4 and up. We work with teenagers and adults. And with the kids, lots of times they come in for issues around bullying, behavior modification, and anger management. So these are our adult services. So we always do a comprehensive behavioral health assessment. And as I stated, individual therapy, family, group, couples counseling, substance abuse, nursing services, and medication management. We do have a registered nurse on staff and a APRN, a physician's assistant, who does the medication management. She prescribes meds. Now, our medication management services and our RN services are for clients of Odyssey. So we just don't do medication management. The client will have to be an Odyssey client. And then with our child and adolescent services, again, we work with kids 4 and up. We do a behavioral health assessment with the parents if they're under 18, individual therapy, family, play therapy, and art therapy. We have 2 play therapy rooms in the office and an art therapy room. Parent education, nursing services, again, and medication management, and school-based services. So right now we're in 9 South Fulton County schools doing individual and group school-based services. Right now, we are also doing hybrid services. So we see clients in office and also virtually. So it's whatever your preference. Okay, so now this is our agenda, kind of like what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to provide an overview on the FFL framework and the logistics. We're going to define leadership, which we kind of talked about a little bit, defining the word leader and affirm it within yourself. We're going to talk about the protective factors, which is what FFL is based on. We're going to understand how our own experiences and values shape us as leaders. And there's a couple of surveys that we're going to ask you to complete. So after every session, every module, we do ask that you complete a survey because when we give out incentives, United Way really wants the data, right? And that's how when we're able to give out the incentives, they want the data. So we're going to do some surveys at the end. The feedback survey is typically about 5 minutes. The caregiver survey is about 15 minutes, and we're going to talk more about that at the end. Okay. So I know I'm talking a lot, and I'm not going to keep on talking, but I'm going to cover what is FFL, right? So as it says here, it's a family engagement initiative comprised of 10 modules, which we broke it down to 9, designed to train and support emerging parent leaders. Okay. And so why FFL? So basically, it builds the capacity of parents to advocate and take on greater leadership roles in the system serving their children. This strength-based curriculum covers leadership of self, family, community, and systems. So as we see here, this is FFL in a nutshell. So modules 1 through 3, we're going to focus on the individual. Modules 3 through 5, we're going to cover leadership in regards to your family. Modules 4 through 7, leadership in regards to the school setting. And then the last few modules, leadership regards to community and systems. So what are coaching supports? So we're here. Training and technical assistance is provided by partner coaches to help provide guidance and support throughout the training to ensure best practices for successful facilitation and implementation of the FFL. So if you have questions about resources or any help that you may need, you can always, you have my email address. If you have questions, the coaches are here, United Way is here. They have a wealth of information. So no question is a dumb question, and we're gonna go over that as well. Okay. All right, so this is kind of like the overview of all of our sessions. So tonight is module 1, We Are Family. And so that's tonight. Session 2 is developing your vision. So we're going to focus on discovering and building your unique gifts as individuals, as parents, and community leaders. And we're going to concentrate on your personal vision for yourself, and will learn how to support children in developing their passions or sparks. So you're going to be given homework assignments. And that's why some of you all got those boxes, right, from Odyssey. If you hadn't gotten your box with your binder and your supplies, it's okay. You can go to the office anytime between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday to get your box. And I think we're open on Fridays till about 12 if you want to pick up your box. But you have all types of supplies and materials to do your homework. Okay, so module 3 is we're going to do goal setting. So we're going to continue to work on your personal visions and redefine your goals using new tools. For ages and stages, one of my favorite modules, we're going to discuss child development strategies and expectations. Our power, we're going to identify who's in your support network, right? We're going to talk about how power dynamics affect your relationships and how this awareness can inform communication strategies. Communicate and connect. So we're going to take all of these skills, because every skill builds on another skill. Every module builds on another module. And so we're going to take the skills and strategies that you've learned during the class to develop a plan of action. Advocate, communicating for change. So we're going to learn effective communication strategies, right? We're going to talk about active listening and how to identify roadblocks that may prevent you from reaching your goals in regards to communication.
He gave me one. Look at what he gave me. What? He gave me a
Oh,
stone.
can we ask everyone to be on mute, please?
Tasha, mute your phone.
Thank you. Okay. Let's see, learning to lead. So the strengths that we possess, we're going to learn how to advocate for that, prepare for success. We're going to take all of this stuff that you learned, all these modules, and you are going to do a community project. And for those of you all that's had this class before, we know that's the fun part, right? Doing the community project. And then we're going to celebrate your achievements, and we're going to have a graduation celebration and give out, it's more awards and things like that. So that's FFL in a nutshell. I know I've said a lot, but that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. Okay, so now I'm going to have Gabrielle. She's going to talk about the community agreements.
Hello, guys. So community agreements are pretty much standards for groups. So, how we can respect others, how we can voice our opinions in a respectful way, kind of some of the standards, how we can be respected and how we can respect others. One of the community agreements is keeping confidentiality. Confidentiality is, not telling people who you see in this group, what they said, and, keeping what happens in this group within this group. Just encouraging people to be more open and express their emotions without worrying about it getting outside of the group. Ask questions. I know it's a lot of information to absorb, so asking questions, there is no dumb questions. Asking for clarity so you can really understand and absorb what's really being taught today. Put yourself on mute when you're not speaking. Just because sometimes background noise can be distracting. Well, really, that's it. Background noise can be distracting, and also talking while somebody else is talking, you can't really hear and really absorb because you're distracted because too many people are talking at once. Use visual emojis to raise your hand. It is a lot of people in this group. Now, this is my first. Now, if it's some first time people in this group, I am a first timer as well. So if you do have a question, just raise your hand in the chat because there's a lot of people in here, and so we can really know who's asking the question, who says what, things like that. Take space and make space. Give people that don't really talk that much a chance to talk. Sometimes it can be exciting and we kind of want to just talk, but sometimes it's good to not discouraging you from talking, please talk. But some people who are a little shy, kind of give them room to express their feelings, and because it can be intimidating being in a room of 18 people, 17 people. So kind of give them space to express and be a part of the group. For agreements, be impeccable. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. Always do your best. You have to understand that we are all strangers here. So sometimes people may express something that in a way that you may take offense to, but the goal here is for everybody to learn, everybody to absorb things. So don't take things personally if you may not like somebody's viewpoint or opinion, because again, it's 18 people in here, it's 18 different opinions, it's 18 different points of view. Also come with an open mind to learn. Be open to receive what is being taught. The reason that you're here is to learn. So be open to learning things that you've never done before. Be open to trying things that you've never done before. Also, judgment-free zone kind of goes back to judgment and assumptions earlier. Assumptions that we talked about earlier, not taking things personal. We are here to not judge each other. We are here to learn from each other. Like I said, this is my first time here as well. So I'm here to learn from y'all. I hope you guys can learn some things from me. Also be flexible and be ready to compromise. Kind of goes with the same thing of being open to learn. Be open to new ideas, new concepts, things like that. Can everybody do me a favor, and can you guys click on your visual hand raise emoji so I know you know where it is? I'm gonna do the same. I'm the only one struggling. Hold on 1 second.
This is Sequoia. I don't see mine. How do I raise my hand on here?
So it should be at the bottom bar. It should say reactions.
See react. Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. So good. Please use that when you guys have questions. Raise your hand so we can get to you. If there's 5 hands raised, we're gonna get to you. Just give us a chance to get to your question. Once your question is answered, please put your hand down so we know that we've already answered your question. Also, I know I've just expressed a lot of community agreements. Are there any other agreements, considerations that you guys want to add to this list? Put your hand down if you don't have a question, but if you do have a question, keep your hand raised. Okay, thank you. Tynetta, do you have a question, or do you have a community agreement that you would like to add? No. Okay, great. If you have a community agreement you'd like to add later, you can put it down in the chat and I'll make sure I write it down. And I think that's about it. Pam, over to you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Gonna share the screen again. If you think of some other community agreements that you want to share, just put it in the chat, or when we come back next session, you may be like, hey, I thought of something. Just let us know next session, because every session we're going to go over the community agreements. Okay. So now we are going to do an activity. If you have your books, it's on page 18. So We Are Family, the personal crest activity. If you have your books, if not, it's okay. And so Tani is going to lead us in this activity.
Okay. All right. So again, as Pam just said, we are in section 1. And these first—
Excuse me, there is no page 18.
So if you don't see page 18,
got it. Just
you
kidding.
got, okay. You can just go to
section 1. You got, okay.
All right. So and so as we said earlier, these first 3 sessions, I know that sometimes it can be challenging for parents. This is just about you. It's not about your partner. It's not about the kids. We are only talking about ourselves and think. So please don't put nothing about those kids on this activity. Okay. So we're focusing on ourselves. And so basically the personal crest is a great way to think about who are we, right? If we are the leaders of our families, who are we? What do we believe? What do we fear? What are our personal goals, accomplishments? Who's our role model? What do we like? What kind of foods do we like? What are our talents, our hobbies, our abilities? Many times as parents, we get so locked into work and providing and taking care of the kids that we forget to really identify these things. So this is an activity that we're going to finish as homework. The complete process will be done at home. But what I want you to do is, in your book, like I said, there's a page that talks about family crest, and you'll see, a personal crest on the right-hand side, that it has 4 different sections, 4 quadrants. And each quadrant, you're going to think about, you're going to take these items that are listed here, you can, if you don't have your book, this is a great time to use your phone and take a picture or screenshot. And you're going to choose 4 of the items that are on this list here, and you're going to talk about yourself, whatever your hobby is, a talent, a food, role model, personal accomplishment, a fear, or a belief. And so what we're going to do first is Pam is going to share. Actually, we have a sample of one from last year. And so this is by the great Nikki. And so what we're going to do is, while Nikki is sharing, I want you guys to take some time to think, because we saw what the different categories are. And Nikki's going to choose. Well, I guess before I let you go, Nikki, we have a question. Yes, Mercy?
I'm sorry. Could you put the previous screen back on? I didn't get a chance to take a screenshot of it.
Sure. No worries. All right. Second chance for anybody. Take a picture, screenshot. Going once, going twice. I hope that was enough time for everyone. Thank you for slowing us down. Mercy, I hope you got it. Did you get a picture of it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. All right. Thank you so much. So now we're going to move on to the sample. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask Nikki to, this is her personal crest. So you all can take time to look at it and read it yourself. And she's going to talk about just one of the quadrants for us. And so today, after we hear about Nikki's quadrant, we're going to think about just one of the items that we're going to do for our personal crest, and we're going to add it to the chat. But first, we're going to listen to Nikki tell us about one of her items in her crest, one quadrant.
Hello. One of my favorite beliefs is that kids should be able to play with any toy they want. In particular, girls should be able to play in the dirt and play with trucks, and boys should be able to play with dolls. And I think that when you limit kids and gender their toys, you put them in a box and you're not able to see their whole person. So that is something that I believe strongly in. It's a big part of my focus when it comes to kids and toys. So that's why I wrote that.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much. And let me tell you, I love it because you are the very first parent of all the FFLs I've been to, which has been a whole bunch, who's ever said this. And speaks to a lot of things that we're going to discuss later on, thinking about child development and inspiring your child. You guys, is it me echoing? You guys hear echo? Echo. Okay. So thank you so much, Nikki. And I love that you shared that with us. And thank you so much. So now what we're going to do is, now since you have an idea of one of the things that Nikki shared, I want you all to take a moment. I'm going to play some quiet music, and I want each of us to think of one thing. Thank you so much, Pam, that we're going to put in our personal crest, just one, and we're going to drop it in the chat. And again, your homework will be to create your own crest. It does not have to be a Picasso. You can draw 4 squares on, 4 squares on a sheet of paper and label each one and tell us about it. So again, we're going to let you have about a minute or two to come up with, to share at least one item for your personal crest. We're about to wrap up in just a moment. I'll give you guys time to add one of your items to the chat. I'm seeing some great stuff on here. All right, so continue. If you're working on yours, feel free to keep dropping in the chat. I see some great things in here. And one of the things that I love when someone puts a fear in here, that gives you the opportunity to be very transparent and open about who we are, where we are, so that we can conquer a fear, we can evolve and grow and change. And so would anyone in here, here's the fear of leaving my daughter before I have things set up financially? Oh, that's major. What an awesome goal, though. You're saying it, that means you're going to work on it. Oh, someone has a grandmother as a role model. They're adding in. I'm sorry, I'm not going in order. See lots of different goals in here. A goal to get a license. We have fear of leaving a son in someone else's hands. Jesus is a role model for spiritual growth and development. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to scroll down. Oh, accomplishing. Oh, getting a degree as a single parent. Visit all the continents. Oh my gosh, that's a major. I have my favorite teacher who I am still in contact with. She actually has me signed up to speak at her funeral. You guys, it's so weird. She called to ask me this like last year. Her and her partner have visited every continent in the world. They're like these amazing world travelers. Louism, a term from my granddad, who's always been a father figure for me and backbone. Wow, love it. Obtain degree. All right, so I love this. So can I ask, we have time for just a couple of people to speak briefly, and if you'd like to talk about your one of the things you've identified in the chat, feel free just to unmute yourself and share a little bit about it, please.
Hi, I'm Ashley Mendoza. I have been a fear to get my driver license because I was supposed to be taught by my dad how to drive, and he passed away before he could teach me. And I am turned 38. I have a learner's permit, but I'm about to lose that. So I have an appointment this month to try again and get my license.
Okay, well, I want you to know we are wishing you well, and my condolences about, with your father. I'm so sorry to hear about that. And I applaud you that, without him, I mean, that would be, can you imagine how proud he would be, right? That you've worked on this goal and that you've accomplished it. So we are all sending you best wishes, and we need feedback. If you pass it, we want to see, want you to shake it in the camera for us, okay?
We will.
All right, thank you so much. Would anyone else like to share? Oh, Tasha, you became a first-time home buyer? Oh my gosh. Congratulations. You guys got some good stuff going on over here. Would anyone who said that they have a fear, would they like to talk? Because I want to, sometimes there's good reasons to have fears, right? We should have some fears, and it's important for us to be self-aware and talk about it. Anyone who has a fear like to talk about that real briefly?
I said that my biggest fear would probably be leaving my daughter before have her financially set up. Mm-hmm. Because when I was 19, my mom passed away, and she did leave a lump sum of money, but she didn't really teach me how to manage it financially to make it long term. Mm-hmm. So I believe that I want to make sure my daughter has a trust fund set up to everything, a 401k, just already put away an IRA. I just want to make sure she has every opportunity if I do happen to leave before she gets a chance to do it for herself. I don't know. I just want to give her a chance.
Well,
I know
so
be alone.
again, first of all, thank you so much for sharing. Number one, again, my condolences. I can't imagine, losing parents. So we have you and Ashley who've lost parents, right? And in the midst of that, I want to encourage you, first of all, thank you for sharing it. I'm glad that it's been a positive motivator, because what it sounds like is that you've moved past, both of you guys have moved past this fear and are working towards accomplishing, right? Because tomorrow's not promised for any of us, right? But you looked at it and how it impacted you, and you're taking steps to impact your children. So I want to congratulate you for doing that. And thank you for sharing with the rest of us and hopefully inspiring some of us to think more about that. All right. So thank you guys so much. I cannot wait to see your crest. What we're going to ask you to do is, when you finish your crest, take a picture of it and email it to Pam, because we want to show everyone's crest. We don't know if we'll have enough time because we have so many people, but please, please, please complete it, send it to Pam, and so that we can discuss them next time. I want to thank each of you for being open and sharing. And also, it sounds like you guys, there's a lot of people who've had parents who've made a great difference in their life, grandparents and parents. So thank you so much. And now we're going to go back to Pam for our next segment.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tani. And thank you all for participating in that activity. As Tani stated, please send me all homework assignments, because like I said, for each module, there will be some type of assignment. So you could just email them to me. Take a picture and just email it to me, okay? Just like Nikki did. Okay. All right, I'm going to go back to sharing the screen. Well, before I share the screen, any questions before we move to the next section? Any questions so far? It's a lot of information. It's going to make sense for more modules that we go through. Okay, I don't see any questions. Okay, we're going to move on. Okay. Well, this is break time, but break is usually 5 minutes. I say, and it's up to you all, let's kind of push through if that's okay. Or do you all want to take a break? I mean, you can always, if you need to take a break, you could just turn your cameras off and leave, if bathroom break or snack break or whatever. So we're going to keep moving if that's okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about the 5 protective factors. And as I said, our FFL modules, this is kind of like the premise, the 5 protective factors of this program. If you have your books, they're on page 22 of section 1. This is section 1 or module 1. Okay. So research has shown that these 5 protective factors build family strengths and a family environment that promotes optimal child and youth development, right? So I'm going to go over each of these protective factors. And I'm going to ask you a question when I go through these 5 protective factors. Okay. So number 1, parent resilience. Okay. So resilience is the ability to bounce back from difficulties. I think somebody said resilience for for another word for leader. So the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties is the toughness, resilience. So here they talk about 2 parts to resilience. One is to be able to recognize and acknowledge difficulties and the feelings that go along with challenging events and situations. So I'll give you an example. You all know, as I stated, I'm a therapist and I have a young mom that I'm working with. She has a 7-year-old son that is diagnosed with autism and ADHD. And she has a 3-year-old daughter who was a NICU baby. She was born premature. And my client, she recognizes, she can identify her emotions of stress and being overwhelmed and taking care of these children with little support, right? So she recognizes and acknowledges her challenges. And the second part is to have hope. So that's to problem solve, to take action in the midst of these difficulties and these feelings. So I helped my client. I found a therapist that works primarily with children with an autism diagnosis. She learned about, what is autism? What does that mean as far as with her son? She attended parenting groups. She learned sign language to communicate with her son. She has a part-time job. I think it's Instacart to make extra money. And she talks about dreams of having her own home. So that's the ability to have hope and problem solve. So that's an example of parental resilience. The next protective factor is social connections. So whenever a family is isolated from extended family or from community, the children are at risk. So many parents naturally develop friendships with other parents they meet in childcare programs or the kids' schools, but other people may need help kind of establishing those social connections. So creating opportunities for families to connect with one another and build relationships of trust, it strengthens the social fabric of community, which protects and supports children, community. Most people do well when they have a support system and don't isolate. So lots of people who may have experienced depression or anxiety, lots of times they isolate, right? But kids do well when they're in extracurricular activities or sports or dance or, when they are around other people and when they have support. So one of the activities that we have, we're going to explore your circle of support. Who supports you? So that's going to be one of our activities. The third protective factor is concrete support in times of need. So when families are in crisis, the children are more protected if the family has access to resources and relatively quickly. Community programs and other families can provide referrals and follow up to families who need immediate support. Keeping a family's basic needs in place reduces stress and supports children to develop a healthy, stable home environment. Counseling services, tutoring, mentoring, housing, food, right? So these are resources or referrals that a community can help someone with, or, friends or family. We're going to talk about that. Concrete support in times of need. Number 4, knowledge of parenting and child development. So parents with knowledge of parenting their own child's development have more expectations, and they use more developmentally appropriate guidance techniques. Like I said, one of my favorite modules is child development, and we're going to talk about each stages of child development. And then number 5, social and emotional competence in children. So children who receive high quality childhood education get support for healthy social and emotional development in many ways. So they learn how to identify feelings. They learn how to empathize with the feelings of other people. They share emotions appropriately. They're able to problem solve with peers and with adults. Kids get frustrated lots of times, and they may not know how to articulate their feelings. Lots of times the way kids may show that is bullying other kids or self-harm or have tantrums. So kids learning how to manage their feelings and emotions. And I know with in counseling and work with the younger children, I know that's one of the things that they do kind of help kids to know how to identify emotions. So these skills are important for strengthening a child's resilience and able to manage challenges throughout their life, because once they know as a child how to kind of manage those emotions as an adult, they'll be able to do the same. Okay, so we have an activity. All right. I hope you were paying attention. And like I said, basically, I got this information from page 22 of the manual. So reflect on your personal experience with those protective factors. And number 1, well, let's do number 1. How do you see this in your life? Which ones do you currently have in place? So I'm going to go back to here with all of the protective factors. So which ones can you resonate with? which do you have in place? Do you feel like you're a resilient parent? Do you feel like, you connect socially, concrete support? What protective factor do you have in place, or do you see that you use in your life? You can put it in the chat. Do we have some answers in the chat? Okay, we do. All right. Okay, if you don't mind, we have one person that says knowledge of parenting and child development. Okay, resilient. Oh, we got a lot of resilient parents here. Okay, I like it. Anybody else? Ashley said all of them. She can resonate with all of them. I love it. Another resilience, social connections and resilience and social connections. Okay, all right. Anybody else? Okay. Tiny, social and emotional competence. Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask 2 people to volunteer because this is interactive, right? Like I said, we're not going to do a lot of the talking all the time. We want you guys to talk and interact and things. I know it's the first night, so we just kind of getting used to it, whatever. But can 2 people share why did they pick which protective factor that they have in place or they resonate with? Can we have 2 people share? I'm going to stop sharing so we can see you. Oh, Sequoia, do you have your hand up?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and say
all right.
I picked knowledge of parenting and resilience. And now I put, of course, because like I said, I have 6 kids. I was a young mother. I am a young mother. I had my first kid at 17. When I first had my baby, since I've had them, I've always had them. We have been through, excuse my language, hell and back sometimes, and the Most High always provide a way, even when I didn't see a way. And knowledge of parenting, even though we went through what we went through, my kids, with me being a young mother, they're very respectful. They yes ma'am, no ma'am. They're great kids. I get angry sometimes, but I try not to talk to them like, down talk them, like harsh, real harsh. I make sure we always tell each other we love each other. Empathy, I show them empathy. They are real empathetic little people. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, Sequoia. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was great. One more person. Who wants to share? Oh, I love the hearts. One more person want to share? Nikki, you want to share?
I always want to share.
Okay. Okay.
Knowledge of parenting and child development. I think that many of you will be able to resonate with the fact that our parents weren't really in a space to do any parenting in the way that in the parenting education ways that we have now, meaning that my mom did little more than keep us fed and alive, but there was no listening to our feelings or even having time to care about things like that. But I find that the more podcasts that I listen to or the more parenting books that I read, the better equipped I am to deal with situations at the level that my kids are on. So before I learned that if your kid throws themselves down on the floor at 2 years old, that is developmentally appropriate, and we should not run or be afraid of that and instead embrace that. I didn't know what to do. Every time my daughter would have an explosion in the grocery store, I would try and get her to stop. I would be so embarrassed. I would get frustrated. But learning more about how 2-year-olds operate, I'm very comfortable whenever she throws a fit, because that is exactly what she's supposed to do. She doesn't have many words to express herself, and that is pretty much the best of her ability. So instead of trying to get her to stop screaming or crying, I try to get on her level and see how I can connect with her, validate her even at 2. And the knowledge that I've gained listening to podcasts and doing my own parenting research has been so liberating as a mom. So that's why I chose number 4, because I really do think that we have this responsibility as parents to get the knowledge that's out there and available to us that wasn't available to our parents.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pam, can I add
Yes.
to what Nikki just said?
Yes.
Nikki, so I salute you. If I was in the military, I give you a full military salute, right? And so one, I appreciate your transparent share. And what I like about what you said is that many times for those of us who may have experienced trauma and dysfunction, I'm a poster child for that myself, right? We think that just doing the opposite is the right thing to do, right? So I was like, I will never spank my children because, my mom was, a nutball abuser, but not spanking my children was not enough, because then I had a crazy 5-year-old and I realized, dang, I need to learn something different. So taking the time to understand what is the issue, what is developmentally correct, and later on we will talk about it. But I applaud you for taking the time to learn and to continue to learn and not just attempt to do the opposite of what you experience. So kudos to you for that. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Okay, anyone else? Thank you, Ashley. Okay. Wow, we're like in front of schedule. Okay. Anybody have, any questions before we move on? Okay. Oh, I want to say this. There is a couple of you that I've had in my FFL class before, and I did send out an email. If you refer someone, you will get extra incentives. So if you were referred by someone, if you know how to private message me, can you put that person's name in the chat, or you can just email me if you were referred by someone to take this class? I want to make sure that those people get the incentives. Okay. All right. So, all right. Thank you all for that activity. So now this is next steps. So our training is every other Tuesday from 6 to 7:30. Okay. And I appreciate you all coming at 6, and we're going to start probably at 6:05, but we want you to be here at 6 so we can get started. The homework assignment again is to finish your personal crest so that you could present it at session 2, and to reflect on those protective factors. Which ones do you currently have in place if you haven't answered that question? and then connect with your team. You all have my email address. If you have any questions or concerns, please email me. And my phone number is on there too. And I've talked to some of you all on the phone, so no problem. Call me if you have any questions. Before we get to the door prize, let me explain incentives right quick. So I'm gonna stop sharing so I can see y'all. For every class that you attend, you get an Amazon gift card. That's why it's important. Oh, okay. That's
Me
why it's
too?
important.
Me too?
You too, Tani.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Every class you attend, that's why it's important. I see everybody has their names on here because Gabrielle takes attendance. And she's going to take attendance at the top, at the beginning. So I want you all to come on time so that you can be here for the whole class. If for some reason you got to be late, just shoot me an email. I have another computer over here and I can see all your emails if you send me an email. So everybody's going to get an Amazon gift card. Give me till Thursday because I won't be in the office tomorrow and I will send out those Amazon gift cards. Okay. The next thing is yeah, Nikki knows. For every session, okay, thank you. For every session, we're going to do a door prize. So with the door prize, Gabrielle has put your name. Well, here, I'm going to let Gabrielle explain it. Gabrielle, you want to
share the screen?
Yeah, you can share it, right? You
Yep.
got it? Okay. This is Gabrielle's part. I'm going to let her explain it.
So I like Pam said, I'll take attendance at the beginning. And I'll double check, see if people pop in and pop out to add people onto the list. And I will make sure everybody's on the list before I take a spin. But every class at the end of the class, we will pick someone at random who gets an additional gift card. So yeah, if you guys are ready, I will start the spin. All right, Danielle. Danielle wins the door prize this module. You guys will have ample chances to win. We have 10 modules to go, but Danielle, you get to say that I am the first. So,
Yay!
yeah. Like Pam said, she will email you your gift card. I'm not sure what it is. I think it'll be something at random.
Right. I'll let them know. So I typically for the raffle, I mail the gift card. So it's either going to be Chick-fil-A, Walmart, or Kroger. It's going to be one of those. And I'm going to send it to you in the mail. And it's $25.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else, Gabrielle?
Oh no, that's all. I can't wait to see you guys in 2 weeks to see those crests.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. I just had to show my confetti. Okay. All right. So any questions? Any questions before we end? Any questions? Any questions? I'm gonna stop sharing before we end this evening. Or you could put them in the chat. Do you have some questions? Okay. So tell me, what are you all's thoughts in regards to our first module? So share a word to describe how you're feeling about FFL, about tonight. One word or a phrase or a sentence, couple of words. What are you feeling? What are y'all thinking? Thank you. Ashley said excited. Danielle excited. Nikki excited. Yay! Optimistic. I like it. I like it. Any other impact? Ooh, somebody feel empowered. Encouraged. Thank you, Mercy. Yes, yes, Pam. All right. Anybody else? How you feeling? What you thinking? Knowledgeable. Ready to do, oh, Sequoia said she ready to do her homework. Okay. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, thank you all again. Thank you all again. Tanya, you had your hand up? Accomplished. Thank you, Tasha.
No, girl. I was trying to do hand clap. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Okay. I couldn't get to the brown hands I was trying to clap with. I'm having a situation.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Okay. All right. So the last thing is, and we got time because we're supposed to go to 7:30. We're like super early. I'm gonna put in the chat the 2 surveys. If you like, you can complete the surveys here. So I'm going to put them in the chat. Here are the 2 surveys. I'm gonna put them in the chat. So the first one is that caregiver survey. That's the one that takes about 15 minutes. And I'm also going to email you a recap. After every session, I always email a recap, homework assignment, the surveys, all of that. And then the feedback form, which is maybe like a 5-minute survey. And we ask that after every session. So I'm going to put these in the chat.
Can I add a little bit extra to that, Pam?
Please. Absolutely.
So I want to tell you as parents, as participants in the FFL, that your voice is really important. One of the reasons that we do the feedback form after each session is so that we know how well we performed, what we need to do to make sure we meet your needs. We're not here just to teach how we want to. We want to make sure that we're meeting your needs, number one, and two, your feedback is important because it helps us to be able to get future funding to be able to impact other parents, other participants, and other communities. So your information is very important. So the first one that Pam was talking about, the caregiver survey, it takes a longer time, but what we're doing is we're measuring your input, what you know right now versus you'll take it again at the end of the FFL session, and we'll be able to see your growth and you'll be able to see your growth. And again, this is information we use to impact our program. How do we help families, and how can we get more funding in order to impact other families? So please know this is very important. If you have any questions, feel free to hit Pam or Gabrielle up. We're just here to support you. So please feel free to ask any questions. And I'm going to put on some wonderful survey music for you. So while you're doing that, I'll be playing some quiet music so you can get that done. Okay.
The first one, that long one, that Google Doc, that is the 15-minute survey. And now I'm going to put the feedback form in here. Okay.
Just like an angel. And so let me say this, there have been some parents in the past that said music gets on their nerves. Feel free to turn the volume down. You'll be able to see us if we start talking again. So if the music gets on your nerves, turn it down. But we really do appreciate you taking time to complete these surveys, okay? I wonder why I don't argue like this with anyone but you. Do it all the time, blowing out my mind. You got this look I can't describe. You make me feel I'm alive when everything else is so fake. Without
If you could give us a thumbs up when you complete the survey, that would be great. I know that 15-minute one is kind of long, so could do it now. We're going to stay on to 7:30. So if you could do all your surveys now, or if you want to wait to do that longer one, that's okay. Give us a thumbs up when you're done before you leave out, please. Thank you.
I'm so glad the sun stayed around. Yeah, it was a good day. Not much to do, but just stay around. Yeah, it was a good day. I'm so glad the sun stayed around. No more school, no more rules, no more room to feel these blues. You and views all afternoon. Look at all the time we don't have to give up. Everything we're giving is enough. Moments fit together like a glove. All my questions answered by this. It was a good day. Not much to do but just stay around. Yeah, it was a good day. I'm so glad the sun stayed around. Yeah, it was a good day. Not much to do but just stay around. Yeah, it was a good
Thank you. Thank you, Sequoia. Thank you all for staying and working on those surveys, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Give me a call or email.
My baby, my Valentine, yeah. Can I even make you my temperature the rise? If you leave me, I could die. I swear, you are like the oxygen I need to survive. I'll be honest. Your loving take totally me. I am so obsessed. I want to chop your body. I want it in my kamishi. Open up, make I see. You're my love, one city. If you make it bad, man, so. $1,000 I can spend for your head. So good at once, I don't care what they said, cause your matter. Now you my one they carry for my head. Every night, now you are one they carry to my bed. No, no, no. Don't tell me no, no, no. You could be my partner, never rise, so no, no. And we can do a okay, no need to party. Oh. I feel like what you're doing, now your baby carry go, carry go. Yeah, but you never carry shit. Oh, no, make I see. You ready, cause I fancy. They do me on the party. Oh, no, no, no. Girl, I want to come, but you got me coming. I should have been coming early in the morning. Oh yeah, she can make you send my money. Call me Mr. Bean, I go make you money. Like, give me, baby, make you give me. I go show you loving, I go take you to my city, city. I look pity. You want me to sing your me before you will see me, see me. Find me, you know your body bad. Same body bad, can make you shake it for Ghana. Kia, kia, dance for me, baby, bad. Come and give me show, no, no, no.
Pam, would you like me to continue my playlist? Because I know you said we were going to stop at 7:30.
100 years ago, on the campus of Butler University.
Because if you don't stop me, I'll be DJing. I'll DJ
Yeah,
all
well, we
long.
got one more person.
Okay.
I think we should wait for.
Okay. No worries.
And Mercy, I want to thank you so much for coming because I know you were sick and you still participated this evening. So thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. If you holding it open just for me, I already finished the first one. I'm working on the longer one right now.
Okay.
If you don't want to hold on, you don't have to. I'm gonna finish it either way.
Okay. And take good care of yourself and feel better. Okay.
Well, thank you very much to both of you.
Okay.
Thank you
All
for
right.
joining us. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Get well soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Heard that baby voice.
Well, I want to say we already got a homework assignment.
Was it Nikki?
No, and it wasn't Nikki. It
What?
was
What?
It was Kyla. Kyla gave me her crest. At
But she already
7:28.
started working on her stuff and when she
It's
got her
nice.
notebook.
And it's real nice. Wait, let me see. I can share it right quick. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
that is so awesome.
You got a great group. We could get all kind of great groups.
I'm telling you. Oh, Pam, this is Gabrielle. I don't think
Okay.
y'all met.
Hi, Gabrielle. I'm sorry. I've been in meetings all day. I've been in training.
no
So I
problem.
was just getting home. I said, I'm gonna get to my computer, and I was just stepping in the door when I logged on. But nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
I'm
you
looking
too.
forward to working with you through this journey.
Same. I'm excited.
Yeah, because like you guys have a great group. Great group. They was really sharing tonight, and that, I mean, they already started sharing on a personal level. Maybe because they're your clients, they already kind of have this already trust level with you guys. Like maybe, I don't know. No,
they're not my clients.
No, no.
Because I know a lot of guys. I heard you say that some of the leaders have recruited some. I'm like, go ahead, leaders. I had to put that in the chat. I'm like, go ahead, show y'all skills.
Do y'all see this homework
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
She must be an artist. Okay, go ahead, girl. Wow.
And they already did the homework. Well, Kyla did.
Colors and everything.
That's Nikki. Nikki, she put the flyer I made in some group that she's in. And because I have 27 people registered.
I know. I think that is so awesome. I think it is even more awesome that the other leaders recruited other families because they can talk from a personal level about their experience. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, I do too. So I think this is something. And we got another male.
Yes, I heard. I heard the ad with the little girl.
Yeah, that is so nice. Okay.
Yeah, I think that is so cool. And so how many repeat participants do you have? I saw Nikki.
Joaquina Coleman. She was here last time. And it was two more, but I didn't see them.
Okay. I know Nikki had asked about being a
Nikki.
mentor coach. I think Nikki had asked about being a mentor. I think she had asked about repeating last time.
Oh, now what's a mentor coach? What does that mean?
She could be. Go ahead, Tani.
Well, so that's what we talked about in the beginning, Pam. I was telling her to utilize the mentor coach, the mentor coaches for leadership positions, and basically what it is basically they've already been through the program, so they understand, they know that, and so they're here just to support their peers through some of the processes. So that could be like, hey, she can be, maybe Nikki and the other parent could be a point of contact if they have questions about the homework, or if we need someone to give an example and we're not sure, or Nikki, tell us how you felt when you did your community action project, so they can kind of help. We know those are go-tos that we can go to for examples because they've heard it before, as well as to utilize as supports for yourself and Gabrielle with implementing.
And that's like we shared you shared her crest today.
Right.
You know what I mean? You didn't have to think about that. You already shared her crest today. But we have a description for a mentor coach. I'm gonna try to find it and send it to you.
Yeah, I would love for her to be
you
that.
can have it, so it'll show you some different avenues of how you can use it. Because usually that's how you build capacity within your group, you know what I mean? And so like next time, if we have a trainer, whatever, maybe you can refer them and they can kind of do it and be a part of that in the community and stuff like that. So yeah. But if they're here, then if they're going to stay doing the whole thing, it'll be great to let them use and navigate some things like Tanya was saying that they can assist with you guys.
I'll talk to her. I'll talk to her about it a little bit. Yeah, if you can send me that description and I'll talk to her. I met Nikki in person. She was coming to pick up her box of supplies yesterday. So I got to meet her in person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I do remember her saying something about, can you repeat it again, or how could she help next time? I do specifically remember her asking, but I don't know about I have to see the other person's face, but I do remember her asking when after she did her community project.
Okay.
So I think that is so cool that it'll be interesting. I want to find out how many of them was referred by a person of the people that are here.